No, I mean, like, with the baby's cry and that.
Oh,
I like how it went from super dramatic to this really happy music.
in that
Of course.
in that Metroid game that we shall not mention because it was so terrible, you mean?
Yes. The name's so bad.
3 capsules are approaching. Shall we recover them?
Of course.
Actually,
What do
I
you
have nothing
expect?
against you mentioning the name. I just don't think it was a very good
Are
game.
these special personnel coming aboard?
Yeah, I hope they don't cause
By
any
the way,
problems.
I think I know who that man in the
Shall
spacesuit
we put
is.
troops on standby? Gee, I wonder.
I have a feeling we won't need to.
Mystery.
Then we'd
And
better
certain
station
of
them
his
all
body
aboard.
movements sort of give it away.
Capsule recovery team, initiate recovery
you've been paying
process.
attention.
Security, go on standby.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Why do
Wait,
you always play me like that?
are we thinking of the same person here?
I'm gonna go check up on Adele. Take care of the rest, will you?
Okay, well,
Music is just yes, sir.
tell me after the session
Yes,
who
sir.
you're thinking of. And here we have cosmic spiderweb catch thingy being built.
Star Wars. Star Trek.
It doesn't look like a tractor beam though, it looks more like a net.
And they caught something.
Yes, I think that was one of us.
Music is just like ruining the dramaticness.
You realize we've heard this music in the game before, right?
Yeah, I know.
We heard it when in the scene where Rinoa tries to hypnotize Squall. You will like me, you will like me.
Whatever.
Yeah, it hasn't worked for Noah, so I don't think that's gonna work.
Because she's like, let me guess, you'll only dance with someone you like. I don't think she was the one being silly in that scene. I think Squall was the one being silly.
That whole scene was just silly.
Well, yes, that is why I like it. It's like, oh, Squall can instantly dance now, even though 5 seconds before he could not.
Anybody knows that cheese grater? The holes in it.
Oh, it does kind of look like a
It's
cheese
gonna feel
grater.
a bit itchy.
I had not thought of that before.
Okay, done.
The one about the music.
Yes. Rhythm game. Lock on to rotation ring unit.
I want it. I like games like that.
A Final Fantasy rhythm game?
Yes.
Yeah, more like
Lock engaged. Generating artificial gravity.
game.
And instead of Final Fantasy style killing things, you elite beat agents them to death. By tapping on
Here's the letter of introduction from Estar's
What's the
ambassador.
name of the game?
Theatrism Final Fantasy, spelled T-H-E-A-T-R-Y-T-H.
Wow, what is she? 17? 18? Is she dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty yes.
Don't touch her.
I think it's gonna be on the eShop thing.
These people are coming dangerously close to pressing Squall's berserk button. I understand the situation. Let's get her to the med lab and we'll talk there.
So I can't see very well.
Yeah, the controls in this room are
Please follow me.
strange.
Ah,
This
here we go.
music needs to stop. I can't take this scene seriously at all.
This music will stop soon and be replaced with more not serious music. Because I'm about to play card games.
Are you in space?
Yes, card games in space.
Because clearly that is why you are in space.
Yeah, so
Just to play card games.
I can just imagine Squall thinking to himself, the stars, Rinoa. The stars. Oh wait, you can't see.
and I'm probably giving something away by doing this, but what the hell.
Oh, you mean the fact that you can have someone somewhere?
Well, maybe I shouldn't have drawn attention to it. Oh well.
You're exchanging junctions. You do this a lot.
Yes. That is all.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Okay, now this is really annoying. You know why? Because all of the rules of the game, practically, are in effect.
Oh! That's a lot of rules.
Now, the most... Screw the rules, I have more rules.
Screw the rules! I have green hair.
Yeah, anyway, so aside from random, the most annoying rule here is plus, which means that if the, like, let's see, how can I explain this? If the cards, if the sum of the touching card values on two sides or more match, then the cards are flipped.
That's pretty raging.
It's annoying because you have to look for it every time there's a situation in which it could come up. And what happens to me a lot here is that I catch that when he's trying to use, yeah, like that. You see it adds up to 9 on each of the connecting edges. But what really gets me sometimes is I'll catch a situation where he's going to use plus on me, but then he just flips the cards in the regular way. I'm like, why didn't I notice that? And you see here I'm screwed. I can't do anything, and of course I had exactly one rare card.
You know, in space, no one can hear you rage.
Yes. So, here we have a compilation of my fails. And while we're doing this montage, I would like to say to Square, this is not fun. This is not enjoyable.
Well, what's gonna happen?
You finally wins!
Yes, of course, he was not using the rare card that I wanted. That is the rare card I want, in the middle, the left middle.
Alexandra?
Almost. Alexander. So, I mean, I was able to do something useful with this card, because I had enough to use the card mod ability to create a Marlboro Tentacle.
Nice.
I never refined the last card of a type, because I think you only get, like, the complete thingy. You only get credit for having it complete if you have one of every card. So, yes, now Quistis learns, bad breath.
That truly is.
So now we can mess up the enemy!
In space!
Which is funny, because there's actually a GF that basically does bad breath to the enemy. I'll be getting that not too long from now, as part of my massive side quest gauntlet.
I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah, so I lose a bunch more, and of course, every time I lose, I have to waste time by resetting the thing, because I'm not going to get that rare card back that I lost. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't really have a preference, so I'm just going to spite you by taking the highest level card you have. I spent 35 minutes doing this, trying to get this one card.
Gotta catch them all, I guess.
Yes, pretty much.
Except it's more intense.
And it's not like I could really skip this one either, because there are 2 cards that you can only get if you get Alexander.
That's kind of annoying.
Of course, there is a way on disc 4 to get most of the cards, most of the rare cards, even if you didn't get them before that. I will...
On the recording.
I will point it out, but I plan to have all the cards the regular way before then, so I won't be getting the cards through that way. So, you'll notice this time I actually got really lucky, because not only did he choose his Alexander card, but I got 3 rare cards in my deck. In my hand, rather. And of course now I'm being extremely careful, making sure that he can't screw me over with a plus somewhere. It's like, it's okay if he flips over a card in normal way, because then he'll get 1. But with plus, he could get, like, 2 or 3 or more. Because it will combo if the cards are lined up in that way. And this is why it's taking so long, because I'm like double and triple checking, making sure, okay, how can he screw me over if I do this? How can he screw me over if I do this?
I see what you mean.
Tactical thinking.
And I'm like, okay, I can't win, I can only draw this time. But this is where the sudden death rule is actually good. One of the few times it is, because it means that I get another crack at the Alexander card without having to reset things. Or, you know, try at it again. There is a lot of noise coming from somewhere. Like, a lot of noise.
It's not coming from my side because I'm the only one who.
And I'm the only one in my room.
I'm just humming that theme.
Heartless, I think the noise is coming from your end.
Oh, it's probably me just humming the theme.
No, there's a lot more background noise than that.
It sounds like
it's
somebody's
the
watching
fan.
TV in the background.
No, it's the fan.
Well, that explains things.
And I can't turn it off because it's like getting a little hot in here.
Well, that never stops me from turning off a fan.
Well, don't want to dehydrate now.
I have a bottle of water right next to me.
You could perhaps have the fan point at your computer.
And we've only got a few minutes left, so
Yeah.
you'll survive.
Yeah, so I'm thinking very long and hard about this move because there are 2 places where I see that he could use plus on me, and I'm making sure that whatever I do, he could do that to me in neither place. And I'm just thinking, okay, this seems too easy. It seems like he's giving me a way to win, which of course makes me very suspicious. Now, I couldn't play Minotaur in the bottom right because then his card would be it would add up to 11 on the left and the right. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't realize that I was going to do that, but it worked. So finally,
All of the cards.
except 1, yes.
But yeah, you won.
You have finally been victorious.
Oh yeah, another thing is that because there were no rules in this region, or there were no rules in Esthar that were not in this region, there was no way I could get rid of any of the rules here. Because to get rid of a rule, you have to be coming from a region that has a rule that the new region doesn't have. I don't know why the game was designed that way, but it was. And the worst part is that I have to get another card from here. But I don't do that this session.
That would have just taken way too long.
Well, yeah, at this point it was like getting to be 6:15 or so, and my dad had said that dinner was going to be around then. So wait, I just realized Squall had Rinoa on his back while he was playing all those card games.
Well,
I've talked to my crew.
I like the card.
Everything will be alright. Come, let's go to the control room.
I would be cheering you if I weren't in this state, but
No, I think the answer you're looking for is Squall has arms of steel and can carry her. That or she weighs nothing.
Not to mention a back of steel.
Back of steel.
she wears a bed. Who knows?
Who knows?
Then again, who carries their girlfriend all over the place? Or person they like?
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Only a little bit, though.
Just a tad.
Well, because like looking at the remaining time, it's not going to happen in this session.
No, it is not.
My goodness, look at how close we are to the moon.
We like the moon.
This is no time to be impressed. Look at the monitor there.
This monitor?
Anyone see that cartoon, that video? The sponge monkeys.
Yep.
Oh god, the sponge monkeys.
And then Quiznos used them.
The hell is
Did you
this?
just show us a bunch of monsters in one screen?
The lunar world is a world of monsters. Didn't you learn that in school? As you can see, the monsters are gathering at one point.
Who was killed by monsters?
History is starting to repeat itself. The lunar cry is starting.
But that would mean that they landed on the moon, right?
Yes, but they're not real.
Okay, so, poking holes in theories 101.
Well, then again, I'm not gonna
You have failed it.
I reject your theories and substitute facts.
So this station must be spinning because there's somehow gravity here.
That, or they have the mystical artificial gravity property.
magic.
I wonder what happens if you say yes in that situation, because I think you do have to go see alone.
Well, isn't that why you're in space?
Yes, it is.
It
But-
would make sense for you to go visit alone, because that's why you're in space.
I decided I am not doing that right now, and instead I am going to save. So,
Save the game.
Thinker 2112 and
Alright,
Yeah.
let's...
AnniexoHoshi?
with a few too many seconds now, but over and out. Bye.
Alright.